The second game between our Protoss and Terran today here at the WCS Challenger League. We have the Protoss player for LJM starting to the bottom left of the map. It is
LJM Ruin.
Rune is down a game already. He just lost on Frost against his Terran opponent, so he has to win 2 in a row now if he wants to advance to the third round of the Challenger League. And he's of course up against the CJN player. Starting in blue to the top right of Yonsu, we have
CJN Bbyong.
You could just tell that, like you said, strategically, Ruin had the build that was better prepared. He had a build that said, I've been practicing this specific build for this map. I'm going to hide a base on this map. And Bbyong just beat him with straight-up play.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't even look like Bbyong had, like... I mean, he had a fast stim, which was pretty unique, but nothing besides that looked like, okay, I've got an idea here, I've got a strategy. He's like, I'm just a good macro player, I'm going to win the game.
Yeah. The idea, of course, of Rune was to take an advantage in economy and then overwhelm Bbyong later on in the game. The problem for him really was the snipe at the natural. That made sure that he never really got that economic lead. The funny thing is that Rune was actually able to hold on a little bit longer since he had that second base to the top left. If he could have bought himself a lot more time, if Bbyong would have not attacked right away, then maybe he would have had a chance. But one of the problems that the Protoss player had to face here is that he had Storm, but he didn't really have a whole lot of Templars that could deal with it. Yeah. He had the Templars, but most of them didn't have the energy, and there were Ghosts as well. And that was a really good move that we had by, of course, the Terran player, just sniping those high Templars, making sure that he gets the MP in, and that was really well done. So, good unit control by Bbyong. The moves of Rune, liked them a lot, but he was just missing a little bit of time, and of course, if he somehow is able to prevent the Nexus at natural going down, we are going to see a whole different game. So I'm pretty excited to see actually this match now.
Yeah, me too. Reaper coming out here just totally standard, and I wonder, well, he's got a fast factory too. This is weird. So it looks like he used Widow Mines in game 1. They may have.
Oh my god.
They may have been part of his plan. Oh, he doesn't see it.
That was close though. I mean, that was exactly the path that he needed, just not far enough.
Yeah. The Widow Mines in game 1 may have been part of his plan. It's hard to say though if he just used them defensively and then dropped them, or if he really wanted to do a Widow Mine drop. But regardless, it looks like we're going to see maybe even Banshees in this game. He may go cloak Banshees here. I don't even know. I mean, we rarely see this.
The proxy factory here is definitely quite interesting forward, and we have seen this in the past, especially when Heart of the Swarm came out. A lot of Terran players were just trying to proxy the factory to get the Widow Mines a little bit faster to their opponent's base, and there they are already. Widow Mine #1 is being built, and that can be really annoying, especially if you do not go straight for detection. So when suddenly a Widow Mine appears in your base, you will lose mining time, and he might lose the mining time at the Nexus, at the natural, or even the ramp could be controlled by a Widow Mine if he gets it up there without any units attacking it.
And even if he just kills a Stalker, for example, with a Widow Mine shot and keeps a Widow Mine alive, that's a better trade for him, and the Widow Mine still lives, he can use it to be more annoying. So anything he accomplishes here is going to be very annoying. The factory being out of position, not really a big deal for Bbyong because he can just make a Star Portal home later too, so never forget that. And here comes that first Widow Mine. Will it be spotted? He does not actually see it.
Wow, he doesn't see the Widow Mine at all. He could actually just walk straight into the mineral line. And that's what we're going to see.
Here we go.
And yep, nice.
Should target the Zealot. Nope, actually hits a few probes there, 3 of them in total.
That was a really good move. The Reaper actually tanking the shots. That I really like this. He distracted him with the Reaper a little bit and made him focus on the Reaper, and suddenly the Widow Mine walks in and is like, yay, how you doing guys? And borrows in time. He even tries to kill it with the probes, but now suddenly he's losing mining time not only in the main base, he's losing mining time at his natural as well, since the second Widow Mine just came in. And the only detection that he has is cannons, so he has to commit to cannons right now. But another Widow Mine shot is definitely going to get off, and he could target now.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, wow, great target there. Gets 6 more kills. God. And he might even get a 7th one with the Reaper. He does.
Wow. I mean, this is devastating now for...
And the Mothership Core took a shot from the Widow Mine as well, so it's down to 30 hit points.
Things are not looking good for the Protoss player at this point. Losing a lot of mining time, down to 18 harvesters against 24 Terran players ahead in workers is horrible for a Protoss player, since the problem is you are also up against mules, not only the SCV, so you always want to be up. You have the Chrono Boost, so you have the faster worker production for the time, and that is really a bad position that we see the Ruin in right now.
He does actually finally get the Observer out. It's been a long time coming. He tanked the shot with 1 probe. Widow Mines are dead, but he's got a Hellion follow-up here. I don't know how much this is really going to do, although the Stalkers do not see in time, and he will get into the main base. There is a cannon, he damages them. I don't think it's going to do a ton of damage. He even uses the cannon here.
He uses the Fulgent Overcharge, but the thing is, like, actually, he mismicros the Hellions a little bit. Doesn't kill too much. I think he killed one here, but in general, it's just, like, really, it's just a dangerous position. And that's also emphasized, or Bbyong kind of underlines that, because he builds 2 bunkers. He has 2 bunkers there. He's like, I did so much damage. If we go into a late game, I will have an advantage. I'll be completely fine here. You might actually attack me, so let's just build the second bunker. I can always salvage. Yeah, and be safe.
Exactly. He knows he doesn't have a lot of barracks, doesn't have a lot of Marines on the map right now. He needs those bunkers because if an attack hits him, while he only has, 12 Marines or so, now he's got 15, he's not going to be able to hold without bunkers because he doesn't have stim. As you can see, it's very late here. He doesn't have +1. No medevacs just yet. They are coming out. He does have that advantage of getting the factory earlier with this build, so his medevacs do come out in, an okay spot for him as far as how the game pacing goes. Ruin needs to figure something out here in this game because, like you said, he is very much behind. He does not go for the attack. He may need to try to take a fast third, maybe even a hidden third, just like we saw in Game 1.
One of the big problems that he definitely has is also what he will have is going to be the tech. And at this point, the medivacs are coming into play right now, so we can see the drop play. The economy is stabilizing a little bit. The Protoss player is a bit ahead in workers right now, so he's on 2 bases. The economy, as I said, he's getting there. But tech is definitely going to be a little bit of an issue. We have now a stim not completed, combat shield just started. Very safe position for Bbyong, and let's see how much he can actually do with a drop coming into the main base of the Protoss player now. Stalker's already waiting, and the Observer, nice defense. Very well done by Ray.
You know what's actually kind of funny is he brought the factory all the way home, and so I was watching and I was like, wow, he's not going to start a reactor on his starport until his factory gets there. And then he starts a reactor on his factory. I'm like, yeah, he's going to switch it, but actually he's just making Widow Mines, which in this matchup you don't really see past the early game. Oh, he's not going to try to get a Stalker off here. That's not going to work well.
Now the thing is, if he actually gets the Widow Mines with a single medevac into the mineral line while distracting the army with, let's say, the second drop, that can be a game changer. I mean, if you burrow a Widow Mine in the mineral line and you distract your opponent with Marines in the main base, you just drop there. You scan ahead, you kind of warn him a little bit, you already know something is going down. You want to go there, but then you drop them into the mineral line at the natural. If you don't see that immediately, you might lose, let's say, 5 to 10 harvesters.
Yeah, and even more than that, potentially. And if you lose more than that, you might just lose the game as well. So he's going to actually poke here at the front. A Warp Prism is spotted. Stim's going to take out the cannon. I think he also wants to see if there's a cannon at the natural in the mineral line, so he'll know if there's vision or not.
The timing is a little bit off, though. He would have loved to do that a bit different. Here comes the first Widow Mine. Gets the shot off, but only taking down one. We have a second one in the main base, but the medivac has to be quite careful. Here comes the second one. Needs to be really careful where it burrows.
Yeah, there we go. Over here, I don't think. Well, actually, if he targets, he should get some.
That's another 2 or 3 that he killed there.
That's okay. That was an okay trade for him. It wasn't the best.
Warper's moving in, seeing the factory, and he's like, God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, look at the worker count right now. It's way, I say it's way in favor of the Terran. It's 4 up, and like you said before with the mules, that makes such a huge difference. It means the Terran is crushing your economy.
The problem really being that we already have Ghosts on the production tab with the Ghost Academy being completed a couple of minutes ago, or like seconds, and we do not even have High Templars. So right now, we are in a position where Bbyong just has all the answers even before Rune makes his play, and this is a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Of course, we could see a change into Colossi, but just look what we have on the production tab. The first 2 Vikings building. That can take down the Warp Prism, so that's not going to be a threat. At the same time, he will be able to get his Viking count up a little bit faster, if there are actually Colossi. Yeah, so very stable, once again, by Bbyong. I really like his plays here.
Exactly. He has that stability because he has the better economy. He knows it. He also got in the main base with the medevacs. He scouted everything. He saw the Warp Prism from the beginning with the factory, finally finds it and kills it.
Yeah, he was hunting for that. He was looking for it. He wanted to take it out. He has those 2 Vikings, but he's like, I would like to take it out right now, get away with that threat, and then I can progress. I can be the aggressor on the map. I can put everything down to the bottom left, force him to defend, and be the initiator.
Wow, great storms here, though. That was... that can change this engagement completely. Way bigger army size for the Terran right now, about 20 up, but the storms can change battles if he doesn't get the EMPs.
That's definitely true. Storm could be a game winner here. If he gets another one, he has the vision here. High Templar moving in. Here comes the Storm. But not getting too much and getting sniped in the process. EMP is good, takes down the energy of at least one of the sentries.
Yeah, also it takes a few of the energies away from that Archon, which does help in the long run for him. He's getting cloaked for the Ghost, as we've seen in the past, can be devastating, especially if you surprise a Protoss with that.
The vision that we have here for Rune is really important. He wants to get a third base, of course, at some point. The same is true for the Terran player, who can easily take it. He has the map control. But with a high ground position, it would be great for Rune to just hold onto his base and go into the defender's position. But he needs a few more High Templars for the Storms. He's getting them right now. Needs the energy as well, and going for a bit of a run by to distract Bbyong, which is exactly what he needs to do. Unfortunately, already spotted by the medevac.
Yeah, drop up here in the north as well. Wants to see if there are any Colossi, and also to snipe any tech structure he can find. Unfortunately for him, does not get anything. The Zealots that were spotted earlier are actually not under attack just yet. They're doing a little bit of damage here at the natural.
They're doing some damage. The same also happened like at the bottom left where we just had that drop. I mean, this is not Ohana, this is not No Man, is left behind. He took down a few of the Marauders. So let's see what he can actually achieve here. The drops are really starting to annoy Ruin, that is for sure. And at the same time, keep in mind that we were talking about the third base a little bit, and we have that third command center already done. The CC was just upgraded, so no Nexus, no third Nexus for Ruin just yet. Could go for it, he could take it, and with the High Templars try to dominate the high ground and just storm the Protoss player, the Terran player every single time he approaches.
Exactly, he has been really good about it. Oh, that was weird. He has been really good about his Templar positioning. For example, always having his Templar ready for flanks, and that can be so useful, because if you can actually get those storms off before the Terran can realize where the Templar are, that's great. If you can pick off an Immortal on the other hand in a few sentries, that's also pretty good.
Not quite sure if Rune is really in a position where he can be the aggressor and go for it. Now with the third base, there's a lot of attack surface that he has though. What I love is to see the nuke on the production tab now for Bbyong. That is going to be really interesting to see how he's going to use this. He could use that in very tactical, just sneak in one of his own ghosts and trying to just nuke the economy. It's also something that we don't see all too often. Rune might not really expect this in the game like this.
You know, the economy of Bbyong has just exploded, as you can see him going massively up in the supply here. Great EMPs, catching some Templar, also getting the beautiful snipe, forcing that Archon. That Archon, of course, will be killed almost instantly, and the Zealots to the south need to get out of here.
There's another drop coming into the bottom left as well. The positioning here for Bbyong is great. A lot of Rune scouting with the observers. That's the one thing that really gives him a bit of an edge, but this edge is just massively melting away right now. We have the Marauders in a position in the main base, not the best one, blocking each other here, but that third base is a goner.
Yeah, that really strong Frost Army with all those all the Templars just looked weak once he sniped and or EMP'd all of them. Now he's dominating the middle of the map. The Frost Army is split in half and is getting crushed on both sides.
Such a stable play by Bbyong here. Going into a fourth base, he's making all the right moves. He doesn't leave anything to chance here. Very well played. The Storm is the one thing that could have brought Rune back into the game, but the Templar control was not as good as the Ghost control here. The Ghost doing really well against them. I love how he got the observers. He went for the bit every single time. Got him a couple of really good storms and snipes, but at the same time, Bbyong just doesn't leave anything to chance here. He doesn't leave him open.
He's just, his EMPs are always on the money. He just does not miss. And like you said, the Ghost control way better than Templar control here, even with the attempted flanks. I think Ruin is just trying to come to terms with this. GG.
GG in game.
Bbyong way outplayed Ruin in this series. Like you said, stable play, no risk taking. He just played stable.
I expected Rune to do a little bit better in the series, as I said earlier, but Bbyong really impressed me with the games here. He has just shown us why he was in the Premier League the last season, or this season at the beginning. And for Rune, I liked Game 1 much more than I liked Game 2. In the second game, he had a huge problem against the Widow Mines that brought him into a very uncomfortable position right from the start. Game 1 was the game where I really liked, okay, I can see that he has been practicing a lot. He really went for a build that he practiced against Bbyong. But the Terran player deservedly takes the game on the series with a 2-0. Like, that was very well played.
Yeah, really, really well played. And the LGIM fans and Ruin fans, fear not. Like we mentioned before, he's not out of the Challenger League now. He will play in the Challenger League next season. So his chances do continue. He will have that opportunity next time.
So, really, I mean, I would have loved the third game, but I felt that those two were quite enjoyable. We had really good strategies, especially with the opening in game number 1. We had the kind of fake that we saw from Rune here going into that third base, that ninja expansion that he built up. And then the second game, the Widow Mines really doing a number on the Protoss player. Got so many kills already, brought his economy down, and from that point on, Rune was just trying to claw his way back in the game. Didn't really work for him. But yeah, the game ends with a 2-0, and we are going into a 5-minute break before we jump into our next game of the day.
Yeah, we'll be at Protoss versus Protoss. See you guys in a few.